Hey folks, Vince the Evil DM here, and I am back with another episode of Railguns and Dragons. This time we're going into Fantasy 1E for Palladium, continuing along with our series of exploring. I did an overview the last time, and people put their thoughts in how they experienced the game in the past and how they enjoyed it. I also did a short explaining SDC, I'm 1 minute short to try to attract people to the channel. The more people that see these videos, the more videos that I can do and get Palladium out there for people to see and love, just like me and those of you listening out there or watching right now. Today, we're going to go look into the book today. We're going to start with one little note that I want to make about attributes now. If you turn to page 2, attribute bonuses, exceptionally high rolls, 16, 17, or 18, provide the character with special bonuses, conditions, and abilities in conjunction with that attribute. If you're rolling 3 dice in an attribute, because various races get different dice in their attribute, so it depends on how it is. If you get a 17 or 18 when rolling 3 dice in one of your attribute, it's considered exceptional, and you can roll an extra d6 and add it to that. Now, it's really the only time that you're going to be able to do that, unless one of your attributes allows you to roll 2 dice, and if you get a 12, basically 2 sixes, you're allowed to roll another d6 and add it to that. Some races will have this. Some races will have 4 or 5 dice inside of their attribute. So it really depends on what race you're picking. If you're picking a human, then any one of them could be that possibility. But I wanted to make a note of that because it's a little bit different than later editions. It's a little bit different than Rifts. So again, this was kind of like the start of things before they evolved into the bigger picture of Palladium. Things are a lot different in Palladium Fantasy 1E compared to the Megaversal system, the Mega Universe, the Mega System, whatever it's called. I keep forgetting the name. Anyway, so we're going to continue along with our class exploration here. I'm going to do a video eventually on skills and how they work and everything, because it's a lot different than all the other editions as well. But I want to go to the classes. So we're going to look first at the Men of Arms. I kept calling it Men at Arms because I keep thinking of He-Man and Man at Arms. So yeah, it shows you how old I am. He-Man. Mercenary Fighters. They are the sellswords of the world. They are the rough and tough, brute guys that you walk into a bar and you slap down some gold, you need some muscle. They're your thugs. These are the guys that go out and do all the dirty jobs and don't even care. They just want the gold. They are skilled by learning on their own, practicing fighting, and just playing around just big brute guys. You do have to have a physical requirement, or I should say a physical strength, which is your requirement, of 7 for this class, and it's one of the easiest classes to probably qualify for. I love the qualification systems in here. It reminds me of the old school way of doing things in other editions. You have to qualify before you can even be thought about going into this class, so I like that. You get your own hand-to-hand, and now all Men of Arms, and I'll flip to that right now just to show you, on page 21, get their own hand-to-hand combat. Every other class has to fall into non-Men-at-Arms class fighting. Unless there's some caveat or way to pick something else, generally you're going to be stuck here with only one attack. And you go up, this is how you're going to go up. Men-at-Arms, Men of Arms, see I did it again, will have one depending what they are. Mercenary has their own table, which they level up in very, normally, and you get your bonuses as you move up. Now, when you first start out, you get your hand-to-hand mercenary, which I just showed you the chart. You get a weapon proficiency automatically of small shield, and you get to scale walls, the skill, with a bonus of 10%. You have to pick 6 elective skills at level 1, and you get more as you level up, and the elective skills are here. It's a very short list of elective skills. You don't really get many when you're a fighter type, and you basically are the typical fighter. So you also get some secondary skills to choose from, and you get some bonuses if you pick these skills. Now, if you pick any other skill, you will not get a bonus, but you get to choose 8 at level 1. You pick sense of direction, speak additional language, swim, whatever, you get the bonus listed there. This is your I should say your experience chart. Pretty basic, experience chart. Every class has their own experience chart. And one other note, you can be any alignment. It really does not matter what alignment you want to be. Moving along, the soldier. Here is your typical military man to modern age. This is the type of guy that goes in, enlists to serve his country. And in this case, you're a soldier in military medieval times, and you're enlisting for, I don't know, a noble, a baron, a king, a count, whatever, and you're assigned a certain area to patrol or take care of, and they will take care of your basic needs. You're more restricted in what you can do. You cannot go out on your own, and generally you are an enlisted man, a private in the army, so to speak. You can raise up in ranks as you level up and through role play with your GM. Generally, if you're going to pick this class, you have to be warned that you're going to be restricted quite a bit unless you work with the GM and say that you're on special assignment or you're a part of the border patrol of the area, things like that, because you do get a salary and you do have rules to follow. And if you do not follow these rules, you will pretty much get tossed, discharged, probably beaten, depending on what type of ruler is your monarchy. Or, if you're working for the church, maybe the church will dismiss you. I don't know. It really depends on the campaign you're running. Both the mercenary and the soldier can be enlisted like this. It does make a note about mercenary fighters being able to enlist. You do get a stipend of money per month, so if you do your job in-game, say you're on border patrol, you can run around the entire border and maybe make a basic campaign off of that. Will this type of class be wandering around, serving justice in the world, or creating evil acts in the world? Probably not. Maybe if you're on special assignment, higher up ranking soldier, not typically. But if you do adhere to the guidelines, you do get a salary per month, you get equipment when you need it, and you are fed and you have a place to stay automatically. You also get a 25% discount when you go to various cities within your kingdom or sireship or whatever. 25% discount, so when you go to buy things, you can buy things. Just like modern military today do get benefits when they go into certain stores that honor discounts for veterans. Same thing here. So I'm thinking that's the same theory that Kevin was using when designing this class. This class can use any type of armor they want, much like the mercenary, any type of armor. The requirements for this class are a little bit higher because you need a physical strength of 10 and a PE of 8. But you do get your own hand-to-hand combat, which is soldier, which is pretty much on par with a mercenary, but as soon as you hit level 2, you start getting that extra attack per melee, as opposed to you get a bonus to dodge. So you're getting an attack faster because you're more of a trained professional when it comes to fighting. You're a military man, you were trained, it was beaten into you, it was... the rules were put into your head day in, day out. You can do it just like any military man, day in, day out. It's like a second thought to you. As opposed to the mercenary, who, trained and fought maybe in the streets and learned by watching other people, techniques, maybe found someone to help fight with them, things like that, and hone their skills. That's how they would work. For a soldier, you do get to scale walls at a higher percentage versus a mercenary, and you start with the same weapon proficiency as well. 7 elective skills at level 1, and 7 secondary skills at level 1 as well. The experience chart is slightly higher by, I believe, 100 points. Yeah, 101 points, sorry, to get to level 2. So you do get your elective skills. At some of them, if you pick, you do get a bonus. Secondary skills, some of them you pick, you do get a bonus again. So it really depends on what you're picking and how you want to design this class. This is one of those type of classes you're definitely going to sit down with the GM and decide how you're going to handle it. Because if you're going to be a soldier like this, you're typically going to be stuck on some type of assignment, which can work if that's the type of campaign you're playing. A border patrol campaign would actually be kind of fun, especially if you're, protecting the border against goblins and orcs and things like that. That could be a fun campaign. Could be maybe you're protecting the border against another kingdom. You know, you have to do things like that. Sneak in, sneak out. You could be a combat specialist. It'd be a lot of fun, actually, thinking about it now. Okay, so moving along. The next one up is going to be a Longbowman. Now, a Longbowman is your typical sniper in military terms. This is a man that has honed his skill with the bow. He could pick off things from a long distance. His damage is accurate. I mean, his hit is accurate. His damage is twice as much because he's using a longbow. They are very much sought after in the world. And generally at higher levels, they can name their price when they go into being enlisted or they go into be mercenary services. Because of these things, and they could be any alignment as they want to be, and they can wear any armor they want, but they do prefer studded leather, a lighter, probably because it's easier to move around in lighter armor. The physical requirements for this class are going to be a PS of 10 and a PP of 12. You do get your own hand-to-hand combat Longbowman, and you get weapon proficiency longbow right off the bat. You get to choose a bunch of skills, elective skills at level 1, and secondary skills at level 1 as well, getting the bonuses as spoken for here on the charts. Now, the experience for this does go up a little bit more. Now it's at 2100 as opposed to, I think it was 2000 and then 1900. Yeah. So you're now going up in the quality of class. The Longbowman is basically your sniper type character. This person can pick someone off from a distance and effectively do it. So they're sought after very much. I'm going to end it here for those classes today. I only want to cover in little bits and pieces. Again, I like to keep these things under 15 minutes. Sometimes it does go over. I do apologize, but the less, the more I keep these under 15 minutes, the more people are receptive and enjoy it. Now, if you want me to continue just going along and doing longer videos, definitely comment below and let me know what you think. Tell me what you think about the series. Give it a thumbs up. Tell me your experience with these classes as well. Have you played these? Have you not played these? What is your go-to class in fantasy, Palladium fantasy? Is it a soldier? Is it a fighter? Is a mercenary fighter? Is it a longbowman? The other classes we'll be talking about obviously will be a knight, a paladin, a thief, assassin, ranger. All those will be coming up in extra videos. So with that said, I'm going to head out, keep it original, keep it old school, and good night, everybody.